Before we get started, this video, along with every other Hunt Arsenal video that I do, will be dumped into its own dedicated playlist called Everything Hunt Arsenal. I'm doing this for your convenience, so if you have any interest in Hunt Arsenal products, just look on my channel under Everything Hunt Arsenal, and whatever I have done will be there. The second thing is Hunt Arsenal has given Platinum Pursuit Outdoors an affiliate code called Platinum, all caps, and what this means is that you, the viewer, will get free shipping on any order from Hunt Arsenal. I will put the affiliate link right down in the description below. And so without further ado, let's get into this video. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're running a bite test on the all-new Hunt Arsenal RZR Elite platform for 2025. I'm going to be walking through the woods here close to where I hunt, selecting 6 to 8 different trees that I would hunt out of, all with different types of bark. We're going to put the platform on those trees, cam it over. I'm going to walk around the tree with my saddle, and we're going to just see how well the Hunt Arsenal RZR Elite platform bites to various trees. One other thing I'll be doing in this bite test is I have a hand scale that measures in pounds, and once I get off of the platform, I'm going to hook that scale up to this part of the platform here, and I'm going to pull straight away from the tree, and we're going to see how many pounds it takes to remove the platform from these different types of barks. Again, just to give you an idea of how well the RZR Elite platform bites into the tree bark. Before we do the bite test, let's talk about how to cam over the RZR Elite platform. Now, this is the most important part of the entire hunt, because if you cam this over right, then you have a solid platform. You can navigate around the tree. You don't have any issues at your feet. So there has been some questions in regards to people being able to cam this over and to get it right. Some of the rope has been slipping in some comments, you know, things like that. The top bracket pulls away from the tree. So let me just demonstrate how I have found it to be pretty effective to get this thing cammed over, to cam over tightly. So the first thing you want to notice is this is the post. Your top bracket is always going to be in the vertical position, okay? Now, I want you to know it's probably best that you go on to the owner's manual and you look to see how they recommend you using this RopeLok cleat here. I have found a way that kind of just works nice for me, that's repeatable, and so that's the way I'm going to do it. But just go to the owner's manual. Of course, when you go to set a platform, go ahead, keep your rope, you know, as parallel as you can to the ground, just, you know, even around the tree. Don't have it up or down really low, just do your best to line it up. And what I do is I come around and I will go to the bottom, okay? Now from here, once I can manage the platform with my hand, you could set it just like this with the platform being flat. I have done it, and even in my saddle review, that's the way I did it, and it was very solid. But if you want additional leverage, when you get to this place, you come around the bottom, go ahead and take this part of the platform and angle it up. And what that's going to do here in a little bit is create additional leverage, okay? So you want to lift it up so where you can still get in and utilize this RopeLok cleat. And generally I'd come in from the other side because I'm right-handed, so bear with me. This is a lot smoother when I can go from the other side. But essentially you'll come around the tree, you'll go under the RopeLok, you'll lift up the bottom part of your platform, not that much. From there, make sure your rope's tight. I'll just redo that real quick for you. I came around, I come under the bottom, over the top, I pull it, and then I'm going to crisscross. From the top right, I'm going to crisscross to the bottom left, and that's going to start my figure 8. I'm going to pull tight, and I'm going to crisscross from the bottom right to the top left, like that. Pull it tight again. I'm going to come down around, up through the bottom, and then I'm going to finish it off, seating it down here in the top of the RopeLok, just like that. Now, I've done that many times, and I have had no problems with it. And I don't know, it kind of just works for me. It's a clean figure 8. It looks good. You can do a half hitch and finish that off, which would help, you know, as well. But from here, you'll notice that I got that platform up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and lift that up all the way. At the same time, I'm going to grab that top bracket, and I'm going to go ahead and flip that into the ready position. From here, this is essentially like you would be seating any other platform. You know, seat the top, push the top, and then you're ready to grab the bottom and go. Now I'm going to try to be careful with the mic on me here, but there you go. And that's how you would cam over this platform. Let me show you that again quickly. You're going to come around the tree. You're going to go under the bottom. I'll lift up the platform, creating some extra leverage. I'll come around. I'll crisscross around the bottom, crisscross around the top, come underneath, up through the bottom, back through the top here. And then I'll finish off the rope. I wrap it around, do whatever I need to do here. From there, I'm going to go ahead and lift up the bottom. I'm going to fold over the top and push it down as much as I can. And I'm trying not to hit my mic, but oh, this one I got a crazy bite on it. I might not be able to cam that over. There we go. Yeah, these two center teeth dug in. Nice. And so that's how you cam the platform over. Now, the one thing I like about this platform is when you cam it over the first time, the majority of the times, this thing is going to be absolutely rock solid. But if for whatever reason you're not satisfied with it, you can still toe cam this platform right here. Now, it's a little bit harder than a normal platform because of how well these teeth bite here, but on problematic bark, you're more than able to give that an additional toe cam just to sink it into the tree a little bit more. Let's start with a tree that I would say has problematic bark. In other words, bark that is flaky. It's very textured and you can just pop it off with your finger, big chunks of bark. The reason this is problematic is because even though you got your top part set, when you go to cam your platform, your teeth need to sink into the bark to get a good grip. But what happens with these types of trees is the teeth actually just shreds the bark off and you never get a good grip in there. And so let's just go ahead in a real life scenario, start with, you know, a tree that would have problematic bark, and let's just see if we can't get it to work on the first cam over, you know, what it looks like when we toe cam it. So let's just get this tight. And I always do better using my right hand, but for the sake of my microphone and the video, let's just use my left under the bottom, seat it in, and set it in the top. All right. I might have lifted it up too much. There we go. Okay. Oh, see, when I just went to push, some of the bark broke off and the platform slipped some, but let's get it. Oh man, it might have got it. I'm not even going to try that. I'm going to do it with my foot. So that's how much leverage I got with lifting that platform. So let's just jump up here and see. Oh yeah, actually I'm very impressed with this particular set. That just bit in hardcore. Usually with these trees, it doesn't do that. That bark breaks off. So I think I got more so lucky on that, but yeah. I'm standing on the far back corner there. I'll do the same here. I'm sorry, I got my back to you. Same here, same far edge. This thing is absolute rock solid. I wouldn't toe cam it. Rock solid. I think a thing to point out is, like, because this isn't your typical like Predator platform, you know, cruiser, latitude platform, and you got to work with that top bracket, it's very similar to the Wild Edge Battle Axe. It's about the same thing. So they do cam a little bit different, but when you get the hang of it, I feel like it's effective. Let's kick the bottom back here out. A little bit of movement. The top is sunk in good. Got a little bit of movement down at the bottom, which I would get with any of my platforms. As long as that top is seated in, you're okay. But still. And all of this is movement that is overly, no movement on this bottom. Even with that little bit of movement there, I can, yeah, I don't know. in any real life circumstance or scenario, I would never hesitate to hunt off of that right there. And that was with the first cam over. Let's get a close up. Actually, let's get down. Let's get the scale out and see how much pounds of pressure it takes to get this off, if any. And generally that's what you're going to see anytime that you set these. I'm going to put it in the bottom and I'm simply going to pull. So just for your reference, I'm at 10 pounds right now of pressure, 22, 26, 36, 49, 58. I was up to 58 pounds of pressure to pull that out of the bottom of the tree. Let's get another close-up of that so you can kind of see the style of bark that I was just on. That's the bark right there. You can see that it's textured, it's flaky, and I think I just hit it at the right spot. But a lot of times that type of bark, when you go to cam it over, the bottom teeth will just slide up it and it will break, and then you have to fight with toe camming it and all that kind of stuff. So now this tree is one that I would consider to be semi-problematic bark, because this bark it's flaky, it's very textured and it's flaky. And so what happens a lot of times is when you go to cam your platform over, the bark actually just breaks, and so you lose your bite, your platform slips. But you know, the truth be told, it's real life hunting scenario. You can't always choose which tree, you know, has the best bark. If you can, that's great. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to get this platform attached to the tree. I'm going to navigate, try to show you some close-ups, but I'm going to go under, around, crisscross, up through the bottom, through the top. And the other thing is, as I fold it over, I fold the top. The other thing is if you found a different way to use the RopeLok cleat besides what's put in the owner's manual, man, let me know that for sure, because I'm always tweaking, always trying to do better, make it better. So let's see. Oh yeah, that's a good bite. That's a good bite right there. I'm actually going to change the pitch on this a little bit. There we go. There, let's get it. Hopefully I got the camera frame that looks like I might be just out of view, but that's okay. There we go. I can push. Let me try to kick it off the tree here. And I want you to know, like, me moving like this would be natural, okay? I'm not moving in the tree in a hunting scenario. If I have to do a turn and I have to move, that's going to be a slow movement. Like when I navigate a tree, if I'm ever going to do this, you know, I'm pushing off. I got some movement there. I really want to show you a close-up of this tree bark, but let me show you how to toe cam this. Again, it's the same as normal. Just lift up. Oh my lordy. See, that right there gives you an example of what I'm talking about. With this problematic bark, I went to toe cam it and basically the bark just shredded off the tree. Okay, so that's a real life scenario. This top claw has absolutely mauled the tree, but let's see if I secured that bottom. Yeah, that helped out with the bottom a lot. I mean, plenty of side pressure. I'm standing all the way over on it. The top is rock solid. So, I mean, to me, I could jump on this platform. I could kick it off the tree, but that kind of null and voids, to me, you know, real life circumstances. For navigating the tree, this thing is going nowhere. I mean, I'm out on the far edge, the far bottom. Let's just, for kicks and giggles, jump. Doing that, I loosened it from the top some. But again, I just, in real life scenario, I don't see how that's applicable. So let me get down. Let me bring that camera up. I want to show you what I mean by problematic bark, and then we'll move on to another tree. Okay, so this is what I mean by problematic bark on this particular tree. You can see right here beneath the teeth on both sides, it basically, instead of biting into the bark, the way that this bark is, it's just very flaky to begin with. And so it just breaks off. Like you can see right here, all the broken bark where the teeth was unable to grab in there. Same with over here on this side. It literally shredded quite a bit of that off of that. You can see how much the top bit in until I started jumping on it. But this is the case right here with every tree, no matter the bark. It still sticks to the tree. You have to pull it off. The other ones I'm not going to jump on, but even still. And that's what I'm talking about right there. So instead of these bottom teeth scoring the bark like this, the bark just broke off, lost the bite. Let's try this second tree. Now this tree does not have the bark that is as deep in texture as the tree I just tried, but it actually has flaky bark, even though it might not be as deep. So I would even say like this tree could be semi-problematic for platforms and stuff like that, because again, the same thing that I just demonstrated there. But let's go ahead and get this cammed over. I don't want to take a whole bunch of time on each tree. Yeah, see, as I'm camming that over, the bark is already just flaking right off the tree, which on the top part, all the teeth in the top part are buried to the base of it. So, but the bottom is a little bit off, but we're just going to navigate the tree real quick. I mean, that has a very solid fill. I can be out here on the far left, not moving, solid fill, even with that bark at the bottom breaking off the tree. Let me put my knee in the tree. Let me push off. Real life scenario here. Rock solid, isn't going anywhere. And I've hunted out of a lot of platforms, and I can get them with toe cams and stuff like that. Super solid. And I would say that this one, the same thing. And I'm just swinging to try to push off from the back. I can get a little bit wiggle there. The top is absolutely solid. Any platform that I've ever pushed off the back, including my X-Wing, you can see there's wiggle in there. But again, let's keep it in a real life scenario. Nobody's jumping up and down on their platform when deer are coming in, right? So in that regards, I can easily push off, come back all the way out here on the edges. This thing is rock solid. Rock solid. Now, this is the same thing every other time I've taken this off the tree, is it just locks onto the tree here. But what we're doing here is going to grab my scale. It's somewhere right here. Now I want to make sure that you'll be able to see me when I get down with it here. Get some of these sticks out of the way. Put this on pounds. All I'm going to do is hook this up to the bottom, and I'm going to pull straight, and I'm going to read you how much poundage that is on this scale before it breaks loose, okay? And that's off this bottom part. I did not toe cam this platform. This is just the first time that I seated it. So I'm pulling right now. Oh, let me tear it real quick. Tear. Okay, here we go. I ran right about, it was about 4 before it came off. I got bark in the teeth. And then here's what I'm talking about. You can see where the bark just shredded when I tried to get my first seat. That's bark. You can't help that, okay? If I had to, I believe that I'd be able to toe cam this platform over and seat it even more, but you could see that I navigated the tree easily without this thing budging. This is an oak tree. I'm not exactly sure what kind it is, like a rock oak or something like that. I'm not too sure. I do know it's an oak though, based on the leaves. Not a white, not a red oak. But let's just go ahead and keep moving through this test here quick. Get this put on. And I have found like oak trees, they're a harder bark. Like I can't get that to cam over. I'm gonna have to stand on that. Yeah, that thing just sunk in. Yeah, that thing is an absolute rock. That was the hardest bite out of the first two. This thing ain't gonna budge. Those two center teeth and that other tooth is sunk all the way into the, that thing is as tight as you're ever going to need. Absolutely rock solid. Let's grab this scale. I'm curious in regards to what this one will do again. Let's turn it on, let it zero out. To me, there's no point in, you know, hanging out at this tree, this oak tree. When you go to cam it and it actually cams and bite, you can feel the whole platform just seat into the bark. This thing is as solid bite as any. So here's the scale, it's zeroed out, putting it on the front of the platform. Let's just start pulling. Right now I'm at 14, 15, 27, 33, 30, 45, 50, 57 pounds. 57 pounds of pressure to pull that bottom part of that platform out of this oak tree. So that's pretty impressive. That's not going anywhere in real life hunting scenarios. That's going to be as sturdy as anything that you've ever hunted out of and anything that you ever need. That's for sure. I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to show you this bark. And this is going to be a good comparison for you guys that don't have problematic bark. None of the bark on this tree broke off or flaked off. So that's something to keep in mind, okay? Here's where the top teeth went. There was only 3 teeth touching on that one. And this is where the bottom were. So as you can see, the bark was absolutely perfect in regards to not breaking off, not flaking off. And when you got bark like that, that doesn't break, man, you can get a solid set whenever you cam it over the way that I've been showing you. That was a solid, that was a 10 out of 10 right there for me. Let's give this tree a go. I climbed the oak right there. This tree, it has bark obviously, but it's a very smooth tree. It's almost like a, I don't know, like a birch or something, but I'm not too sure exactly what it is. Just it really has no bark. So let's go ahead and set this platform. Okay. Oh, I might have got that too tight. See, there's a fine balance of how far up you want to bring the bottom part of your platform. I think I had it up just a little too much. I'm unable to cam that. Let's do that again. Let's drop that some. There we go. All right. Ooh, I kind of had a slip. And I think I know why it slipped, because that base, the base was hitting before the teeth did because of the diameter of this tree, but that's why I felt that initial slip, but both of those center teeth are buried all the way in right there. Let's just jump on it and see how it feels. I mean, right off the start, guys, that's rock solid. I'd be good with that right there for any hunting scenario. For any hunting scenario, I'm off the back. I mean, I'm not jumping with my full weight, but I'm making way more movement than what I would ever make in the woods. So I could see where this kind of bark would be semi-problematic, though. I mean, that feels good. I mean, that's in there. Yeah, and the top isn't budging at all. The top is rock solid. So yeah. Now I'm sure if I jumped on this just like it would with any other platform, that you could get it to work loose, you could budge it, you could move it. But for the sake of just a realistic hunt, that's as much movement as I'm ever going to make. So let's pull out that scale quick. I saw the top kind of budge when I let that loose. Zeroed out. All right, let's go. 8, 9, 10, 12, 18, 24, 36, 38, 40, 55. Oh my goodness, 65. Okay. 65 pounds right there just to try to get that bottom part out. So again, this is not realistic either, because to me, I'd just knock it up or down and wiggle it left and right. I'm just showing you that these bite to the tree when they're cammed over properly. Let's try that again quick. Let me just re-tear that. All right. 50, 66, 75, 80 pounds of pressure, and I finally got it. Okay, I'm too old for that. I want to zoom up so you can see the bark on this tree and how the teeth interacted with the bark real quick. But see, that's what I'm talking about also about problematic bark, is those other trees, the bark literally broke. Now that's actually tree that's peeling off there. When you get bark that's solid and that doesn't budge, it seems to sink in really, really nicely. This is a maple tree, and we're going to do this one. I actually have climbed this one before because I was out here the other day just doing some testing on this platform as well. But for the sake of the video, let's go ahead and just utilize this same maple tree. This has a ridge in it you won't be able to see, so as I would do in a hunting situation, I'm utilizing that ridge, you know, angling it in the best spot that I can. That tight. You know, I'm going to throw a half hitch in this one just for kicks and giggles. Ooh, that bark. I just found something out with this, doing it on a ridge again. And I did it on another tree as well, where the base of the platform touches before the teeth actually touch. And so I don't feel like I got a good bite. The bark kind of scraped up, but we're gonna jump on it because why not? But that's interesting. I just noticed that. I mean, it's solid. I mean, it feels solid right there. The two outer teeth on the top post, they're not even touching. So it's only because of that ridge I was talking to you about. So it's only the two teeth in the middle. Like, Just go over this side. A little bit of back and forth, but like I said, that base hit. But I mean, honestly, guys, like I could hunt out of that all day long, right? Yeah. There's on this top bracket, 2 of the teeth aren't even touching. I mean, a little bit of wiggle there. Let's see what I can do in toe camming it. See, you won't be able to see it, but basically, because of that ridge, the teeth aren't touching first. Where the teeth kind of concave and there's the flat spot, that's what's actually hitting that ridge. But even if that was your hunting situation, I mean, what could I not do with this platform like this? I mean, yeah, it wouldn't be as ideal as some of the other ones. To me, that's not a platform problem. That is a tree problem. Let's pull this off. I'm going to rotate it to the side of the tree. And I'll zoom in here, but you can see what I'm talking about. The base of this was hitting, but I'll give you a close-up just for accuracy measures. Hello. All right, let's cam that. There we go. So right now I can see the teeth are connecting before that base was, because there's no ridge. I'm gonna have to finish camming that with just standing on it. Yeah, I'll tell you right now, that's even more solid. One tooth's not even touching. The other teeth are buried into it on a maple. Yeah, that's like the oak tree. Yeah, I mean, you're not doing anything with that in real life scenarios if you had to do anything like that. Little wiggle here at this side. Let me check this side again. But again, as soon as you come off, that's good. Let me get from behind a little bit more. Yeah, no wiggle there. And I think the part of the reason this side has a little wiggle is because only the 2 outer teeth are touching because of that spine of the tree. But guys, that's as solid as all get out right there. A little bit of movement up top. Yeah. All day long. Let me zoom in. Actually, let's do the scale. And I know that this is kind of more so like a geeking out, but for you guys that are interested in just kind of real life scenarios, stuff like that, I can promise you this, after using this platform this year, I'll be able to fully tell you guys what I think could improve, if anything. So, okay, here we go. Let's pull. Let me put that down in the corner. Oh, that one wasn't good. I went up to 17 on that one. I was expecting a full 80 pounds of pressure like I did that last one. So 17 pounds of pressure to break that bottom off of there. That's pretty impressive no matter which way you look at it. So let me show you what I was talking about here. The base, so where the teeth come down to the base of the platform right here, because of this spine that I was setting on, when I went to cam it over, this part of the base was pushing the teeth away from the tree. So that's why I was having problems camming it over. But even still, I was on a spine and only 2 teeth was digging in right here, and I would still be able to hunt from that, right? It was not as solid as whenever I moved over to the other side. But that's what I'm talking about on those smaller diameter trees. If you have any type of spine, like you do this, a little ridge in the tree, that's what I'm finding out, that this base was hitting that prior to the teeth gripping it. I hope this video so far has been helpful for you, give you an idea of different types of barks and how the platform would bite. I did have more trees, but as I was recording them, I did not realize that I ran out of storage on my SD card, and so we're just cutting it short here. I still have about 35 minutes worth of film and footage for you, so hopefully that was helpful. And if you have any questions, you want to see something different, let me know in the comment section below, and until next time, good luck to you.